The night is dark and silent in the middle of a deep forest. Inside a small hut, two men were in hiding, their breaths low and cautious. Then, a noise, soft but strange, breaks the silence. One of them grabs an ancient machete and steps outside to check. The trees stand still. Nothing moves. He sighs in relief and turns back. Suddenly, shadows rush toward them. Creatures, fast and deadly, attack without warning. The young man, known as Number 3, runs as fast as he can, his powers sparking as he fights to escape. He breaks free from the monster's grasp, catching a brief moment of relief. Out of nowhere, a figure emerges, a Mogadorian commander, cold and merciless. Before Number 3 can react, the commander snatches his necklace. A blade flashes, pain sears through him, and then his body crumbles into ash, vanishing into the night. The commander lifts the stolen necklace, adding it to the others hanging around his neck. Number 3 was not the first, and he certainly won't be the last. The scene shifts to John Smith, who's having fun in the ocean with his friends. That evening, he goes swimming with a girl, but his leg suddenly glows, causing him to scream in pain. He also sees a vision of Number 3, who warns him of danger. People on the beach see John acting strangely and start recording him, mocking him as a freak. John wakes up on the sand, confused and in pain. He's joined by Henri, his protector. John and Number 3 are part of a group of 9 young people with superpowers, each guarded by a protector like Henri. Their mission is to stay alive and hidden from a deadly enemy. Henri notices the glowing scar on John's leg and realizes Number 3 has been killed. This means the enemy is getting closer. Henri quickly takes John away from the beach, destroying all photos of him with his friends to erase any trace of their location. During their escape, John explains that he and 8 others fled their home planet, Lorien, after it was invaded by the Mogadorians, or Mogs, the same bald alien seen earlier. The Mogs must kill the 9 gifted children in order, and the scars on John's leg show that Numbers 1, 2, and 3 are already dead. Now Number 4 is next. Henri gives John a new identity and tells him they must stay hidden. They decide to move to an old house in Paradise, Ohio, for safety. A small lizard secretly follows them to the house. Henri works to erase John's presence from social media so the Mogs can't track him. Suddenly, they hear a strange noise outside. The lizard transforms into a dog. John decides to keep it and names it Bernie Kosar. Henri is against the idea at first, but John insists it's just a harmless dog. Later that night, Henri secretly hides a mysterious box inside a wall clock. The box was left by John's father before he died, but Henri decides John isn't ready to see it yet. Meanwhile, Number 6 arrives at the bungalow to look for John, but no one is there. She decides to burn the place down. After a huge explosion, it's clear she's fireproof. The next morning, John changes his mind and insists on going to school. He promises Henri he'll stay under the radar, so Henri reluctantly lets him go, handing him a phone. When John arrives at school, he realizes his dog has followed him. While waiting for his schedule, John notices Sarah in the principal's office. She's in trouble, but John feels drawn to her. The staff asks Sarah to show John to his locker. Henri calls to check on John, but he doesn't answer. Mark, the school bully, and his friends approach John to introduce themselves. After they leave, John sees Mark hit a nerdy boy named Sam and throw away his skateboard. John steps in, gives Sam his skateboard back, and the two become friends. After school, John sees him being bullied again by Mark. Angry, John grabs the ball and throws it hard at one of Mark's friends, knocking him down. Sarah notices this and starts taking discreet photos of John from a distance. That evening, John finds Sarah's website, where she keeps all her photos. He discovers an album full of pictures of himself. Henri, worried about John's safety, works to erase any trace of John online to keep him hidden. Meanwhile, the Mogs find the burned bungalow and realize Number 4 is still alive. The next day in class, John's palms start glowing with an intense beam of light. Henri senses something is wrong when he sees the same light on his watch and rushes to the school. Panicked, John runs into the janitor's room, trying to turn off the light. Henri arrives and calms him down, explaining that the light means his superpowers are starting to appear. Back at the house, Henri tells John he'll get stronger and faster, but he must learn to control his powers. Henri also says John can't go back to school until he masters his abilities. Curious about his new powers, John shows them to Bernie. Then, he sneaks out through the window to experiment. He throws a stone so hard, it flies into the ozone layer and performs incredible jumps, amazed by what he can do. Meanwhile, the Mog commander is seen feeding strange, massive beasts, hinting at a larger plan. Back with John, he bumps into Sarah on the street. They take a walk and spot Sam with his stepfather across the road. Sarah invites John to dinner at her house, where her family gushes about her photography skills and suggests they go to the town's night carnival. After dinner, John sneaks a peek at Sarah's scrapbook and learns she hates being photographed. Just as things are getting interesting, Bernie, the world's worst wingman, starts barking outside. John has to leave, but not before Mark watches him with eyes full of jealousy. The next day, Sam asks John about the glowing light from his hands in class, but John avoids the topic. Sam warns John to stay away from Sarah. Suddenly, pink paint explodes from their lockers, ruining a photo of Sam with his biological father. Sam loses his temper and attacks Mark. John's palms start glowing again, but he stays calm and walks away. In a bathroom, Sam opens up to John about his father, who was obsessed with aliens and had mysteriously disappeared. Sam believes aliens abducted him. John spots Sarah in the hallway, but decides to avoid her. Meanwhile, Henri investigates Sam's father's past. He visits an old factory where Sam's father conducted experiments. There, Henri finds strange symbols on a column and a glowing rock on the ground called a locator. He takes it home to study it. Back at home, John gets an invitation from Sarah to the Spring Scream Festival. At the event, Sarah reveals she used to date Mark, who spread her secrets after they broke up. They take a creepy carriage ride through the woods because nothing says fun date like the possibility of being eaten by a werewolf. When they reach Hell's Gate, Mark and his goons ambush them. Mark's friends beat John while another kidnaps Sarah. Sam secretly watches the chaos, probably wondering why he didn't just stay home and play video games. John is forced to use his powers to fight back. He rescues Sarah and nearly breaks Mark's arm. Afterward, John walks Sarah home and they share their first kiss. John realizes he's stronger than ever when he accidentally breaks a lamppost with his hand. Later, John visits Sam's house and reveals his true origins, confirming Sam's father was right about aliens. John warns Sam to keep it a secret, or it could put them both in danger. Sam agrees. The next day, a local sheriff, who turns out to be Mark's father, shows up at John's house. He accuses John of attacking his son, but John denies it, saying he wasn't involved. Henri feels proud of John for handling the situation calmly, especially as he's starting to get used to his powers. Soon, a video of John screaming in pain in the ocean goes viral. Henri warns they need to leave immediately because he can't delete the video. But John refuses. He's fallen in love with Sarah and doesn't want to go. This leads to a heated argument and a brief scuffle between John and Henri. Moments later, Henri is kidnapped. John learns he must go to a specific location to rescue him. With Sam's help, they set off. When they arrive, John tells Sam to follow a suspicious man while he sneaks into the house. Inside, John finds newspaper clippings about missing persons and eventually discovers Henri, tied up and immobilized. The kidnappers are two conspiracy theorists working for the Mogs. Suddenly, a Mogadorian bursts in and attacks. John and Sam try to escape, but Henri stays behind to fight the alien. John uses his powers to start the car, and they prepare to leave. Just as they're about to drive away, the alien stabs Henri in the chest. As they drive away, Henri hands John his special knife and a tracker. He reveals that Sam's father used a glowing rock to search for Lorien's surviving children. Henri tells John to find the others because their combined powers could stop the Mogs. Then Henri dies. Meanwhile, the Mogs punish the conspiracy theorists for failing to capture John, killing them with a strange device. Back in town, local sheriffs raid John's house and declare him a terrorist. Sarah grows suspicious and asks John who he really is. While driving, Sam confesses he has another piece of the rock his father found in Mexico. Sam and Bernie Kosar search for it, while John stops by Sarah's house to explain everything and say goodbye. The cops arrive at the house and corner John and Sarah on the roof. Sarah slips and falls, but John uses his telekinesis to save her just in time. To escape, John uses his powers again to lift a police car, creating a distraction. He and Sarah run to the school. Meanwhile, the Mogs show up in a convoy of trucks. They confront Mark and his father, threatening Mark to take them to John. Sam warns John that the Mogs have surrounded the school. As John and Sam try to escape, Number 6, also known as Jane, appears with a special weapon and helps them fight the aliens. A battle breaks out. Jane uses her super speed to take down 2 Mogs. The aliens release flying lizard creatures, and Bernie Kosar suddenly transforms into a terrifying monster, shocking Sam. Bernie helps John fight the flying lizard, but after a long battle, Bernie is badly injured and turns back into a sweet dog. Jane struggles in the fight and asks John to charge her with his light energy. Together, they defeat the Mogadorian. John, Jane, and Sam run to the soccer field, where the Mog Commander and another monster are waiting. Using their combined powers, John and Jane take out the guards and nearly kill the commander. But Jane gets captured by the monster. John uses a lamp to free her, and they finally kill the commander in a massive explosion. Jane's fireproof abilities save them both. The next day, they connect the blue rocks and discover the locations of the remaining Lorien children. Unexpectedly, Mark shows up and gives John Henry's mysterious box. Sam joins the team, and John shares a final kiss with Sarah. Just as they're about to leave, an injured Bernie appears out of nowhere. Together, they flee the town.